Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another Super B Team commentary. It's been a little bit of a break for us, but we're back for Super B Team.
Super B team.
You joined again by Hatfield. How are you?
Yeah, good yourself. Ready to go?
Oh, I'm keen. It's been a bit of a long off season, or off week for us as we were unable to do the enduro.
Mate,
Um,
missing around. I don't know. I can't handle it. I have to get into some racing.
exactly. We've got to see what they did in the hills of the northeastern.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
get there. Northeastern France. Alsace we're going to. That's how you say it. We checked.
We did. We did our research. We're informed commentators this weekend. We were doing 21 laps there, but what did we miss out in the enduro? So
Yeah, well, we had Byron Phillips, join us for a couple rounds, and he took out the Enduro from pole. So very well done to him to just sort of come in this car, not have much experience, and then just take the top step from Keaton, no less, who did make a return. So he grabbed second step on the podium, followed by Mint Matt to take home third. So that means that the championship's heating up with Keaton returning. Matt has a 18-point lead with 2 rounds to go. They've both got a drop round of naught. So really, Mint just needs to be one space behind Keaton at probably both the final rounds, and he'll take it out. So it's going to be on Keaton to get as many bonus points as possible, and I hope that other guys like Phillips can get in between him and Matt in those final 2 rounds.
pressure's on Caden. It'll be a really tight championship battle, and it was less than a second, sorry, between Phillips and Caden in the enduro. So he will be ruining his mistakes in that race, hoping that he could have gotten a few extra points on Matt.
Mate, you can't get closer than that, really. I mean, well, you can, but not often, especially when it's got Keaton as one of those two drivers. Yeah, unfortunately, we can't bring that to you, which is a shame, but hopefully we can redeem ourselves with some good action at Alsace.
Absolutely, looking forward to it. 21 laps brought to you by Ignition Controls, and let's see how they went.
And we've got Keaton on pole. Well done to get pole again on his return. We've got Twitchy filling out that front row. Mint in third. We've got Metal Gear, a.k.a. Holland, taking that second row. We've got all the red lights. And we're racing as they head off down the straight into turn one. Not much of a straight here. Uphill. Second gear right quarter. Maybe a third. Twitchy looking for that inside line. Oh, he's going to have it for a little bit, but will Keaton get the run on the outside? He does get that lead back. Oh, Groover very wide there. 2 wheels off in the grass. Everyone through cleanly, though, by the looks of things.
Keaton grabbing the lead back. It's a pack behind him as Metal Gear's just poking out to get a bit of fresh air behind Matt.
This is probably the fastest point of the circuit here. It's like around this corner flat and then heavy braking into this quite nicely cambered right-hander, at least on entry.
Absolutely, and Keaton is just trying to get away from these guys. We know one thing's for sure. As soon as Keaton gets away, he leads by example. So these guys will make it their number one goal today. Do not let him get out in front.
Well, unlike last week where he had Byron Phillips for company, Phillips running an alternate strategy, starting on the medium tyre, of course having to do one stint or lap on the medium tyre here, otherwise running the softs. Different livery there for Phillips as well.
Yeah, it seems he spruced up his chungus a little bit. But yeah, like you said, starting on the medium, so his qualifying was greatly compromised? Same thing. Oh, as he chucks it in a Groover.
Oh yes, a little bit of contact there. Oh, Groover slots in behind and gets a bit of side-on-side action with Risky there.
No love lost between the two there, as Vipers are hoping to make up for lost ground on Razor. He did not have a good qualifying session.
Yeah, I think he got held up by someone who will remain nameless because I simply can't remember.
I think it was
he's
Jono.
All over Razor here. Heading down into the quick left-right and then the hairpin. Keaton not making a break as yet. Twitchy's still on him.
I've seen Twitchy before. He's massively quick, it seems. He's got absolutely insane pace in these cars. We're just yet to see the consistency from him.
Yeah, well, Twitchy new halfway through this season. Quite a poor debut, I think he would consider for his standards.
Oh,
sends it down the inside of Keaton.
Oh, there's contact. Keaton won't be happy with that, but holds the inside line.
Holds the inside line. Of course, this exit
Oh,
this
Matt and
corner's
Holland.
not a very good exit this corner. You get the big wall coming out at you just as you come out there, so you got to make sure you hold it tight. And there we go, a couple of the medium runners all jumping in to get rid of that tyre. We're looking at probably 2 soft stints of about 10 laps apiece. So we had Codes, Phillips, and I think it was Risky all jumping in to get rid of those medium tyres.
That's right, and those three will be really hoping that they've got the clean air now to capitalise on and just make grounds on these top 10. Top 9,
Yeah, if they're not squabbling with each other, yeah, they can make up some good time.
That'd be the plan.
Especially if Twitchy keeps showing the nose down the inside of Keaton.
This will be unfamiliar to Keaton. He's being challenged really hard. I mean, Phillips last week, and now Razor coming straight through the camera shot.
Track excursion.
Wow.
Just waving to the French fans. Razor likes a bit of French. Norm and Brian, side by... Oh, bit of contact.
They're bumping here on the run down to turn something. Brian doesn't want to give the spot up, but Norm around the outside.
I think we can call that the 90-degree right-hander.
It is a corner, without a doubt.
Through the kink. Still going at it. This track very wide.
Looks
Promotes
like
a lot of side-by-side racing.
He still had to just concede the position to Norm there. And is really heating up at the front here. Holland down the inside of both of them maybe as he picks up Twitchy.
2 in 1 going for the lead.
Oh, Holland, this would be a great move if he can pull it off. And he has.
Well,
Keaton's not letting it up yet.
Keaton gets, you see the exit there because of that camber. If you're on the outside, you get a lot more pace. But you've got to try and get the overlap completed before the hairpin. Metal Gear getting the thing sideways, going in there, braking very late.
They're nearly 3 wide in the third sector, and Keaton's just looking in his rear view, hoping to run now.
Mint just looking, which car can I follow to try and make a pass?
I think any of them at this stage.
What does he do? Does he push to try and get through? I suppose he'd want to. You want to not let
Twitchy
Keaton get
throws
away.
it. Oh, can't get the move done.
Oh, gets a bit
Matt.
sandwiched there.
Oh, there was contact surely there.
And that's that wall that you have to worry about. Yeah, they're still bumping and grinding. That's letting Viper get on the back of them.
Oh, here he comes around the outside of both of them. Oh, Viper.
2 satellite boys, side by side. Mint's still up in third.
Oh, see, Viper's just ended up in no man's land there. I can't believe he's made this work.
This battle has not helped those guys. And we've got Keaton now and Holland
He is
getting out there, getting some clear air.
Viper looking at Matt now. He seems to have gotten the move done on Twitchy, but he throws it back at Matt.
Well, with this corner here, Twitchy going to be right back with him. Not quite a hairpin, maybe. That the camber through the corner will help if you're on the inside. The outside there, it does taper off quite suddenly. Absolutely. And if you're out too wide, you will not end up in the grass. Being a wide track, as I said before, helps with that side-by-side racing. As we see Twitchy down again, down the inside on Viper. Luckily for Viper, that's one of the corners with a decent ripple strip.
Ripple strip that just kicked him up on 2 wheels, but he seems to have gotten it done somehow.
Most of these corners on the outside there is no ripple strip to speak of. So if you get a little bit wide, you're in the grass.
Very lucky terms there. First thing you want to do is not collide with your teammate here, so Twitchy doesn't really want to make a bad name for himself in his second round. Third.
Oh, I would have to say it's probably Viper's fault. But anyway, he's got back ahead of him.
Thought we're blaming things on Jono, not Viper.
No, he's not here, so...
Yeah, okay, fair point.
This battle is not over yet. Look for an over and under. Razor out very wide. Norm ahead of Brian and Razor there, so that 3-car battle spacing out a bit.
Brian might just be able to capitalise on him here.
We've got a yellow. That means someone.
Oh, that was Holland!
Oh, he must have a big crunch in the wall somewhere. He's lost everything from second down to 6th.
Heartbreak for Metal Gear. He was running so well, catching Keaton at the time.
That's his first race this season after serving a PSM ban earlier in the season, and then unable to make those first few rounds.
Really unfortunate.
Not what he'd want on his return.
Welcome back to him, of course. It's great to have another driver of his caliber at the top, but really unfortunate to come back in that style.
Oh, well, I don't know how much practice he's put in for this event, but lack of practice can cause those things if that indeed is the case.
Absolutely. Just check in on the
These two
satellite boys again.
they just want to stick with each other. Any fuel saving going on here, I wonder?
I dare say quite a bit as Holland throws it down to the inside of his first victim, Norm.
Oh,
And
but
then
he's run
runs it
wide.
wide.
He will have the inside at the next corner, though. If Norm can stick with him, though,
Let's see.
it reverses again at the next corner.
Metal
And he
Gear gives him
has.
space. Let's see, and Norm's going to hold the spot here. Metal Gear probably getting a little impatient. He knows he's got the pace to be up in the top 2 here. He's just not getting the moves done. As Norm fishtails
Whoa.
out of there. Oh!
Oh, side-by-side contact. Razor now looking to capitalise. Gets down the inside of Norm.
But look at Norm around
Slots
the
in behind
outside.
Holland.
Oh, just can't quite get the move done. Razor, 2 wheels in the dirt.
Just
Norm
one
wants
little
another
mistake.
piece of him.
Norm still going through
These
the sweeping
guys,
right-hander.
they are fired up today.
It's very late apex, that corner. You don't want to be too wide on exit as well, because if the next left-hander does sneak up on you, and it is kind of blind, the apex.
Absolutely, it makes it very difficult to get any sort of move done.
Into the hairpin. Razor's left the door open, just enough for Norm to squeeze in there. Will he get the run through this left-hander up the hill?
Almost flat left-handed this one. You really only need a slight lift, and it seems like Razor's just been able to take the position as adjusted that.
I say that slight lift probably gets even bigger when you're side-by-side with somebody.
Absolutely. Speaking of side-by-side, here's Twitchy. Oh!
The door closed very quickly there, but he was very far back trying to make a lunge.
Yeah, it was hard on the anchors trying to pull that one up.
Is this Felipe is faster than you all over again?
Could be. Sounds about right.
I probably got that wrong, but that's okay.
It's something along those lines.
I think it's
we
Fernando
know.
is faster than you. Yeah, but okay.
I think it
Sorry,
went both
Fernando.
ways at one point.
Oh well, I'm not going to comment on whether drivers go both ways or not.
No, look, let's leave them to their thing. We'll
Go
check
back
in on
to
the fuel
Keaton.
saving.
Speaking of both ways, Keaton's out in the lead, and he's got a nice cushion to Matt in second.
It's got maybe, what do we say, about 60% left or so?
Fuel-wise, yeah, I'd take that guess. It's just classic Keaton we're seeing at the moment, though.
Absolutely. Matt,
Just
a
get
little
a
bit better.
lead.
Ooh,
Fucking Twitch is still going.
these two
Going
again.
at it.
Can't stay away from each other. Viper's fuel save's not too bad either. But he's got Twitchy to worry about. Now Metal Gear's joining the party.
Yeah, Holland's making his comeback from that earlier incident.
Twitchy
He runs very wide. 4 wheels over that ripple strip.
Not able to keep it on the race line there. He is trying every possible way to
he's
get past
pushing
Viper.
very, very hard.
Oh, Viper, too much of the inside curb there. That's really going to compromise him.
To be fair, it doesn't look like Viper's running defensive at all, though. Just running the normal lines.
Oh,
Twitchy again, getting down the inside. That means Viper can't take the apex. But
Great
the
racing
outside
from
run
these
through
two.
that corner is faster.
Oh, and here's Metal Gear. Getting some overlap now.
Going to try and take 2 satellites in one go.
Oh, let's see if he can be a spaceman. Oh, big hit on Viper there. Unsettles him.
As far as the wide track goes, that's probably the only point where it's not so wide.
Absolutely, and Metal Gear's capitalised on it. Both cars in the space of 2
Both
corners.
cars, well done.
He is
We'd
not
like to
messing
see it
around.
contact free, but that's probably second best thing that can happen.
Oh, look, Rubbin's racing. Nothing in that one.
Yeah. I think Stewards just look somewhere else for that one. No,
Yeah.
no problem.
Look, it wasn't protested from Viper, so no dramas.
Wow, the team's put it to bed already. Well, that's nice of them.
There you go. Gentleman.
Viper though, if he can have a look, he's right in the slipstream.
It's close enough, just doesn't pull up the nose. Check in behind. Norm just following this pack, but got a really angry bunch behind him.
Yeah, this group's back together again. Norm, Razor, and Brian. Looks like Groover trying to tag on the back of that as well. We haven't seen much of Groover. He dropped a couple wheels early, but managed not to spin.
Yeah, he's been a
Sort
little
of
quiet.
just trying to
but
stay with these guys.
I feel like he's got the pace. He doesn't seem to be dropping off at all, and he's just waiting for his time at this stage.
Let's have a look. We've got Norm's got a 9.5 on last lap for a PB. Has a Razor a little bit slower than that, 9.7. Same from Brian, 9.7. And there you go, Groover, even a little bit off that 9.9, but still with them.
That's pretty good.
So we have only done 5.5 laps, so plenty more to come.
Phillips on the fresher soft tyre, just struggling a little bit harder. Only a 9.9 in
One
clear
lap
air.
fresher, yeah. Risky a 9.8. Where's Code's gone? We must have lost him early.
Must have lost him, unfortunately. Look at that from Keaton.
8.9. Far out.
Midman only running a 9.2.
Aliens do live on Earth, apparently.
In the form of Keaton. And here they are, trying to go side by side again.
He's not letting up. He wants this position.
Or wouldn't you?
But yeah, it is hurting their lap times, though, as far as teammates go.
What's same in Viper with only a 9.9 and Twitchy with a 10.3. Surely that's not the pace of the 4th and 5th place drivers.
No, I was going to say, Twitchy's is definitely at the time being stuck behind Viper.
Absolutely.
If he could get past him, you might see a quicker lap time.
Viper maybe not playing the team game enough here. Could be letting Twitchy here. He's well alongside on the outside of the chicane.
Letting him through, you reckon? And then just tag onto the back and...
Nope. Apparently not. He's not letting up. Either Viper's very confident of his ability to lead the train, or he's in no man's land at this stage.
Oh, maybe he just wants... Maybe it's more about know your place. You're a new guy in the team in duty sport, RaceOnOz. You'll be following me, and that's team orders.
I guess we'll see how it pans out, because there is a... oh, there we
the
go.
Lights
Twitchy
are
with
up.
the lights.
Probably just saying, I really like your livery.
It looks similar to mine.
Oh, here we go. Twitchy's pulled out of the draft, having a look down the inside. He's going to send it.
Oh, you'll get this one done. Sliding it in.
Viper looking to hold it around the outside to get the inside for the next corner.
Oh, he has. He's got the overlap.
He's kept it. Oh, this would be so frustrating if you were Twitchy.
Oh.
No matter what you do, there's always another corner where it all comes undone.
Viper's run a little bit wider. Twitchy with the outside for this corner, so it'll be hard work.
Yes, but this is a double right-hander.
Let's see. And he's just skated it wide.
Being a 90 degree, you sort of lose it straight away.
Yep. Really tough to keep any momentum.
Those gradual corners where you can sort of get alongside and keep it going, but... Norman. Sideways in the background, very wide there. This group all sort of catching up to the satellite boys now. We're getting a train of cars.
Little close for comfort, and surely at this stage Twitchy is screaming at Viper to get out of his way.
Razor looking at Norm, but not quite close enough yet.
No,
Brian hoping for something to happen ahead, and Groover still trying to grab onto the back of these guys.
I was about to mention that Brian is joining the party. Maybe this is just an extremely long game from Viper to get Brian to join them.
Yep, you can say what you like, but we all know it's not true. But a 9.5 there from Brian, so it's very good work. Could be slipstream assisted as well. Across to Keaton.
Same
front.
pace as Keaton
nice
last lap,
gap.
2 9.5s.
Oh, you think Keaton maybe take a little bit easy now that he's got that buffer? You can save a bit more fuel.
They probably
watch the gap. Mint with a 9.2 and a 9.3 those last couple of laps.
See what he does this lap here. 9.4. Great consistency from him.
If by consistency you mean getting slower every lap, then yes.
Yep. Oh, Twitchy sent that one.
Down the inside, Viper looking for the cutback.
Oh, I don't think he's got this one.
No.
Oh,
the outside there having a better run, so Twitchy's got ahead. Viper now, though, very close. He's going to be in that slipstream along the quickest part of the circuit. This flat left-hander down into this nicely graded right. Will Viper have a look?
I don't think there's a way
He's
past.
decided to play the team game now.
Wow. Interesting.
Oh, Twitchy!
Twitchy!
Oh, right out wide!
Oh, what a save from Twitchy.
All that work undone, and now he's lost the spot to Norm as well. He would be kicking himself.
6 laps to finally get past your teammate, and you lose 2 spots when you finally do it. Oh, no.
That's got to be more mental than anything, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
He has a look to try and get Norm back soon after. Viper trying to take a jump. Side by side through the kink.
Norm still with the
once
inside
again,
line.
Norm on the correct side of the track for this corner.
You can carry speed around the outside, and you hold the inside for the next corner. See if Twitchy knows that. He does. There we go. I can't see Twitchy losing this position now.
That's not the car that he wants to be battling with, though. Well, a little bit of a jump there. Twitchy trying to copy Viper at a different point on the track.
Middle of the road jumps are a new thing at Alsace.
I think more of it. We'd like a mode where we can just put jumps wherever we want on tracks.
That'd be
a nice fun. Oh, having a look down the inside, Viper's left the door open. Oh, shuts just in time.
Other big send from Twitchy is
Groover's
keen
caught
tonight.
now back onto Brian. Brian looking at Razor on the outside.
This battle pack, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 car battle pack for 4th position.
Good counting, but it's actually 6 cars.
Same thing.
Viper leading again. Twitchy now having a look down the inside into the final chicane.
Oh, Twitchy.
He can't quite get it done.
Oh, it's not
Now
quite. He's
Norm.
opening the door for Norm.
Norm could get a run here as well. It's just not going his way.
It isn't, no, and everyone is coming to join. Look, that 2:11 on the last lap for Twitchy.
Oh yeah, well, I mean that was going to be like that after that mistake. Okay, he's got the inside now. But will Viper get the better run? And Norm has the slipstream, so can he capitalise?
Twitchy with the blinkers on. Another different message to Viper, or is that one to Norm there?
Not sure, maybe he considers himself a hazard.
Maybe, as Norm's got the outside now for this turn. Twitchy's trying to send it in return.
Oh, a little bit of contact there, but I think he really didn't have anywhere else to go.
Just some hip and shoulder.
Norm's really lost out there though, because now looks like we missed Brian getting Razor and Groover as well, so something's happened to Razor there.
Yeah, he's plummeted down the pack, down into 9th place now.
Brian will be looking to get a move done on Norm. Twitchy's still on Viper.
I really don't think he's going to leave him.
Very wide there as well. Twitchy on that corner. I think once he got that pass done on Viper, it's almost like he's just relaxed that little bit too much.
Yeah,
you sort of Norm looking at Brian. Brian must have got it done the corner before. Bit of contact there. It's pushed Brian wide.
Norm backs out of it there actually. Nice of Norm.
Razor now getting down.
3 wide.
3 wide. Razor still on the inside. Brian will get the run out of this corner.
See
a left kink,
here.
And then we've got a hairpin, and Razor is on the inside, but Brian, he's got the overlap done, and Groover's come from nowhere.
Well, where did he come from? Look at them all pile into here. Groover's in the back of Brian.
Now that's a patient game if I've ever seen one.
And he might have the move on Brian here. Wow.
2 by 2 coming into that left-hander up the hill. Brian's got it done. Jeez.
Oh, he's out wide.
Oh no!
Here comes Groover.
If Groover can hold it around the outside here. Oh, he's got it done. Yeah.
Oh, here he goes.
Into
Groover,
the chicane.
3 spots in half a lap.
God, there's just no space for anyone, is there?
This is mental racing. And we've seen Metal Gear dive into the pits, so we can't grab him.
Oh, right. That's a little bit early on lap 9.
And he's completely out of fuel as well.
That'd be why he's pitted then.
Interesting. Not the best fuel economy from our GT Sport World Tour participant.
No, he's going to have to extend that next stint.
He'll need to have the pace to make it work too, but I wouldn't doubt
he'll have to run extra laps on the mediums.
Not sure what's a worse fate there. And these two have really checked out actually. Look at the gap between Twitchy and Groover now.
Yeah, well, with all of that fighting...
We've lost Norm at one point.
No,
Norm's made a mistake somewhere. He's dropped back to 6th.
What are you talking about?
He was up right behind Twitchy.
No, he wasn't.
He was.
This battle pack was going at it. Norm, Razor, Brian and Groover. I'll apologise, viewers, for my co-commentator here who has no idea what's going on.
I'm very tired, Hatfield, and I'm looking at Norman. It's alright. We'll go back to something I do know, which is the battle between... That's not Twitchy. That's Groover. That's still Groover. I don't know what's going on. Someone help me.
Everyone's ahead of position because of Poland pitting. So that's how racing works. When someone pits from... Yep. It's alright. You'll get it one day.
Help. Viper and Twitchy going
look
side
down
by
the inside once again. But Viper's got that outside run.
Oh, it's deja
He'll
vu
get
at
more
this
pace
stage.
coming down the hill. And, yep. Gets ahead of him. Will he cover the door for the hairpin or leave it wide open? No, Twitchy doesn't have a look this time.
It's very much the racing line down there too.
Yeah, if he's been behind Viper enough laps, he's sort of calculated where he needs to get the move done, and then just not bugger it up a few corners later.
I think this will be the lap 2. We start seeing some pit stops, so we'll see if Keed needs to come in. He's got plenty of fuel.
It's just after the wall is the entry there, and he does dive in. 17 litres left. Mint also in, same number. 2 satellite boys. And they are in as well. I think Keaton took the mediums then. Groover's used a lot of fuel though. Looks only got 7 left. The other guys are all varying from 12 to about 18. A few guys putting the mediums on for that one lap in the middle. Oof. Brian's stayed out, has he?
Oh, Norman Phillips.
Oh, and Phillips is off.
Oh no, he's dropped it. Oh, Phillips.
He hasn't held it.
No.
Very lucky not to spin back into the incoming traffic there. What happened there? It's a bit tricky here. That pit lane, when you exit it, is right on the apex for turn 1.
It's really
3 satellite
awkward.
boys all together now. Twitchy got 2 in front of him, thinks he's seeing double.
Twitchy taking the mediums for this lap. So too Viper, and Brian stayed out in
Brian
softs.
still, stayed out there.
Great fuel strategy from Brian once again.
So Brian, what's he doing? But is he going to one stint softs, 1 stint mediums to the end, or I guess we'll have to wait and see.
I can't tell at this point. I mean, you'd think it'd be a little counterproductive to one stop. It's not really the quickest way to go about this, but we've seen some oddball strategies work for Brian, so never count him out.
There's Norm in 5th with Razor and Matt for company.
Norm
doing his mediums lap. He's got no fuel in that car.
This is going to hurt Matt massively. He's gone straight to the softs for the second stint. He's popped out in traffic.
And he's stuck. What's Razor on?
Oh, I should definitely change that to check, shouldn't I?
Mediums
Razor on
as
mediums
well, yeah.
in this lap for
and
Razor.
That's a teammate there too. You'd think he'd let him through.
Oh, there we go.
And he does.
Sidestepping
Moves over.
Careful work from the
Don't know if Norman's
boys.
going to do the same thing. At least his pain will shortly end when these guys jump in the pits.
Absolutely. Someone who's about to hop in the pits is Keaton. He will not stay on that medium for more than 1 lap.
That gap is going to be extended further. Although, if Brian stays out, he might get him here.
Could. Check out how the McLaren pit crew are going. It's going to be a long pit stop. Viper coming in for his medium. Everyone's coming in.
Brian's jumped in as well. So just doing the 1 extra lap.
And it will be Mintmat who comes down turn 1 to take the lead now of the race on lap 12.
Yeah, I mean, 1 less pit stop will do that.
Brian coming out of the mediums, and that is not enough fuel to make the end of the race, so it will be a 2-stop for Brian.
Do the 1 lap. Holland now up into 3rd. Now, he didn't take tyres.
No.
He took fuel.
So he hasn't used his medium tyre yet, so he will have to stop again as Holland. And that gap to Keane is not promising. But those tyres do
look very worn.
You got to wonder how long can he hold him up.
Save about 5 seconds in the pit stop not taking the tyres.
Oh, is that worth it though? I mean, the time he's going to lose on track with the worn tyres.
Unless he can hold Keaton off.
Yeah.
But with a track with so much space. Groover's doing very well, up into 5th.
Yes, this is interesting. Groover hasn't taken the medium in the middle either, so he's played the track position game just to get ahead of Viper and Twitchy. And it's probably going to piss Viper off a little bit.
Well, I think Twitchy would say he deserves it.
Yes, absolutely. And look at that
Bit
gap
of
that
clear air
Viper's
between
got on
those
Twitchy.
two now.
That'd be the extra fuel save Viper managed to put in.
If we have a look at Twitchy's, is that the outlap there? 2:31.
Yeah, that'd be.
Is that including the pit stop?
So pit stop out, pit stop in.
Look at Viper's time for lap 11 there. 2 seconds faster.
Yep. So there you go. Shorter pit stop from the number 56 crew for Satellite.
I guess that's what 2 seconds looks like.
There you go. You heard it here first. 2 seconds is that long from Hatfield.
How long's a piece of string? As we see Norm with risky for company, but a bit further back to. They're probably not going to trouble him here.
It seems
Norm on
to
those
me
fresh softs.
that everyone's just spaced themselves out a little bit. They don't want the chaos. They just want to run their own races and get to the end of this race.
Yeah, well, pit stops can cause that space.
They can and they do. Brian, who we'll see dive into the pit lane now, getting rid of those mediums onto fresh softs.
Brian jumping in.
Holland now with Keaton all over him. Keaton surely going to make quick work of him.
Well, Mint was held up putting those softs on, getting held behind those medium runners for a lap. Now Keaton will be experiencing some pain stuck behind Holland for a little bit. So whether or not that'll cancel out the deficit, yet to be seen. But Mint enjoying some clear track out front.
I think it's maybe a 7-second pit stop for Mint. So if that's what 7 seconds is, then I think I need my eyes
Well,
checked.
we know how much 2 seconds looks
Yes.
like, so if we can just times that by 3 and then add 1.
Or it just times it by 3.5, because then you actually get 7.
Look, don't ask me about maths. It was my strongest subject, so that tells you something about everything else.
No. Well, I'm glad you can
Viper and Groover
commentate.
side by side. Thank goodness for some racing to get off that topic.
Absolutely. Viper's got the
So
move done
Viper
early.
gets past. Groover having a little look. Not quite close enough to put the nose down the inside.
So you think
But I want to try and stay with him and have another look somewhere else.
see if I were Groovy here, I'd play the long game and I'd just sit behind Viper
Yeah, but
and
you're
make
not
sure.
Groover, you are Viper. So
Am
you
I?
just be in front.
The commentary box has gone into
Oh,
chaos
Groover went
here.
wide on the grass.
It's all gone
It's not
wrong
what
for
you want.
Groover.
Really need a ripple strip there. Come on, track designers. Through that sweeping, curving right-hander.
Viper's able to
not
carry.
with the optimal line.
No, Viper's definitely had to carry more pace through that one. Gotta watch Twitchy though, he is gaining rapidly. 4/10 up on his PB.
8.2.
Oh, was that a throw from Groover? Oh, it was close.
Viper really just needs to get his head down and get away from Groover because Twitchy is catching, and if he dispatches Groover, he's going to be all over him again. That's what clear track looks like. The
Lovely
hills of France.
Take Groover in the rear view.
Tight right left-hander here
Holland
at the
in.
end. Ah, there you go.
Interesting.
And he has a lot of fuel there, so that might be the tyres stop. Whether he takes mediums or just goes for softs again, but probably...
Mediums.
Oh, there you go, mediums. And a lot of fuel, so he might run the mediums till the end.
I think
But
even if he does, he's doomed at this stage.
He's not running the he's not running the optimal strategy, that's for sure.
No. His fuel economy's
He's
really
behind
burnt him
Twitchy,
here.
and we know he's quick, but is he Twitchy on softs while on mediums quick?
Oh, I guess
That's
we'll
a
wait and
mouthful.
see.
I won't
Yep.
repeat that.
I wouldn't ask you to either.
She takes a very wide entry into that one. Holland, not so much.
Now, it's
See
probably
the
a good
exit.
time to mention, in the battle between Viper and Twitchy, we often see Twitchy slide it in on the rear brake a little harder. I don't know if you've picked up on that. So he seems to be either running a lot harder to the rear or he's just tipping it in that bit harder.
You might have to explain that for our viewers at home. What do you mean he's running it harder at the rear?
So, other than the obvious sexual innuendo that I've dropped in there, it may be due to his brake balance and the fact that he might be running 1 or 2 clicks more to the rear in brake balance, which would not only help you turn in for the initial corner entry, but it would also drop your tyre wear of the front tyres, but increase it of the rears. So we're often seeing at the moment Twitchy is really sliding into these corners, which often could indicate that he's getting a lot more rear brake than front brake. So
Well, whatever he's doing, his pace has been very good.
it has.
It's
Lightning
just,
quick, 9.3.
he's just been unlucky. Couldn't get the pass done for ages. Finally gets it done. Makes an error to lose the spot. And now through pit stops, he's got a car between him and Viper.
Yeah.
But Groover doing very well to stay with Viper. He hasn't dropped off as we thought he might.
No, he's got genuine pace tonight as Groover. This is really quick from him. It's something we've been hoping to see from him for a while.
He does have glimpses of brilliance.
Absolutely. I think this is one of them. He is not letting go of Viper at all. He wants to get in Twitchy's way.
I'd have to say though, if lockdown wasn't in effect and I could grab hold of you, I probably wouldn't let go either. They get onto the straight now. Groover in that slipstream, trying to stay with Viper. Viper puts in a PB, sort of saying to Groover, piss off.
So does Twitchy though, a 9.2, and Groover with a 9.5.
Oh, the rear steps out. That's very tricky, that corner. The car gets light at the point that you don't want it to get light when you're trying to get that power to the ground.
Metal
Holland's
Gear!
in the fence!
Hard!
Oh, those medium tyres have probably caught him at turn 1. They are very slippery. A few drivers telling me pre-race they are like ice, those mediums, especially at that turn 1, and it has caught him and it has bit hard.
And from P10, I mean, what can he do from here?
Well, he's beating Phillips, who was the race winner last weekend, so that's got to count for something.
It's been a shocking night for Phillips, hasn't it?
So it's interesting. Some of these guys that you consider front runners, they can win races. We see Risky and Brian going at it.
Risky, of course, was the race winner of our first round last year. Or last season, I should say. And
Yeah,
back in
even
ninth.
Risky. Some of these guys, they can have a really good result. They can get a win here and there, but sometimes at certain tracks, they just seem to struggle.
Pretty
One
much
driver
sums
we
it up.
don't see that with is the guy in second place at the moment, Caden 231.
He's a bit like Death and Taxes, isn't he? He's just always going to be there.
He might not always win, but you can bet on him. Probably 9 times out of 10 he will. And if he doesn't, it'll be a podium.
Absolutely. He will be hoping to win tonight, though. I mean, Matt's still going to make a pit stop, and that gap is... I mean, I wish we had our gap man Risky here, but I think it's just ever so slightly coming down.
I'll see if I can figure it out for you.
Good luck.
Oh well, it'd help if you crossed to Keaton after I started counting in my head. But anyway, we'll watch this battle. Viper, Groover and Twitchy.
Oh, Twitchy's close here.
We know Twitchy likes to have a nice look, a nice dive when he thinks he's got it. Not close enough yet, but really getting there now with Groover. Will he have a look into turn 1?
He's
He has
all over
liked
his rear
to
bump
do it
up.
there. Will Groover take the inside, the outside? Will Twitchy look?
A 9-1 from Twitchy.
No, he's staying there. Gonna get that slipstream, maybe have a run into that tight right-hander at the end of this quick section. The lights are out.
Yeah, that's
And I
the
like your
second
livery
time.
as well.
That's the second time we've seen the lights from Twitchy. Maybe just a tactic here. Throw the driver in front off.
Maybe his accelerator is mapped to his lights button.
I have seen that before. We saw that with Caden at Nordschleife. As Twitchy just having
He has a
sniff.
look, but he's... I think Groover's line at that corner is a bit more late braking than Viper's is.
Oh no,
Groover's
Groover.
gone off.
Oh.
He's gone wide. He's allowed Twitchy to get alongside.
Oh.
Round the left-hander, side by side, bit of contact. Twitchy out wide. He's on the grass. Oh, he's kept 2 wheels on, kept it side by side. We're coming into that 90-degree right-hander. Twitchy on the inside gets it done.
Well
Groover
done.
can't cut back. Heavy stuff there. That contact just sent Twitchy off almost into the weeds. He's managed to keep it together, get the pass done. Groover sliding now. This has allowed Viper just to get away a bit more. That slipstream is gone between 3rd and 4th.
Oh, and Twitchy will be ruining the day that he let Viper get ahead of him. But 5
Groover
laps to
having a
go.
look down the inside. As we know there, that exit is quicker if you're on the outside there, running down the hill.
Just doesn't quite have it to have the nose in on Twitchy here. Still a few opportunities, but you've got to think that Twitchy's probably going to just edge him out here.
Really, Groover just needs to stay with him and then have a look when he's not expecting it. But easier said than done.
That's the thing, so Groover's not really racing these guys for position, so having a look here is really just slowing himself down. He really is better off tagging onto the back of Twitchy and just hoping that he can keep his race pace up.
I think for us and the viewers at home, have a go, mate. We want to see it.
For the racing sense. I will say, foreshadowing a battle, Twitchy is rapidly catching Viper right now. And these final 5 laps are looking to be very tight between these two.
Yeah, I think Twitchy's just unlucky not to be in that top 3 at the moment. Viper is not a quality driver.
No, he's terrible. Who likes Viper? We do.
Razor alone
We
there,
do.
trying to catch up. Can't hear you there. Norm, Brian, Risky, all the sort of the same space between them. Hard to say who's gaining on who there.
Not Risky. Oh, wait, Risky's right there. Never mind. Not Metal Gear.
Yes, I often mix those two up.
Yes, they are very similar people.
So really, everyone's sort of space now. It's more Twitchy catching Viper, and then that pack of 3 we were just talking about. We have to look to see if anything changes in these last few laps. Of course, we've got a few guys yet to run the medium, so they'll be pitting on that second to last lap to do that final lap on mediums. So we may see a little bit of action there. These guys on mediums trying to hold off some soft finishes as Viper drops a couple wheels in the grass. It's not going to help him.
I think he's
He's
feeling the
already
pressure
closed
here.
that gap.
He knows he's
When
being
does-
hunted down.
When does he let the teammate through? Probably not now. Held it for most of the race.
Yeah, I think he's held it for so long, he can't give it up now. And to be honest, I mean, who else is going to take the 3rd place off them?
Well, Groover. If
Oh,
they take
well,
each other out.
Groove has to stop
That's what
again.
he'd be open
He's-
for.
Groove will be, he'll end up behind Razor and Norm, I dare say.
He's hoping that these satellite boys send each other into orbit.
Oh, well, I'm sure they're not, but I'm going to ignore the space pun. Or was
I
that
might.
not implied?
Yep, I'll give you some space.
I'm gonna forget I heard that. Twitchy's right out sideways coming up the hill there.
He does like to have a dive here into this final S.
He
Is he going to do
does.
it again? He's
Viper
right on
sort
him.
of, he half covered there. Twitchy's having a look around the outside, maybe diving inside, but
No,
knows
he's
better
thought
of it
better
this
of it.
time.
It hasn't worked so far, so maybe he's learning.
Maybe.
Oof, cuts that corner a bit too much. His car drops down almost as it hits the apex. And Viper's got much better run. Groover falling off a little bit, even though these two are battling.
Twitchy fires it in there, just sort of hoping to pressure Viper a little bit.
Who gets the run now? Looks
They
like
look
the gap's
pretty
extended.
even.
Groover's still sort of falling behind a bit. In the background there we've got Norman Bryan getting closer.
Keep an eye on that battle too. I mean, anything can happen between these ones.
Risky still sort of just looking on.
He's maybe just fallen off a little bit more there.
Yeah, you'd think so. Look at those times, all 10s and then a 9.8.
Oh, Risky's playing it dangerous. 2 wheels in the grass there. That's not really where you want to be.
Yeah, that's probably
into
indicative of his pace, isn't it?
that. Yeah, it's not been a great night for Risky. He had technical issues in qualifying, which left him
And
at the
there's
back
another
of the
couple wheels off the track as he sets the PB sector.
He's
I do
found
know what I'm
something
talking
here.
about.
There you go. Apparently wheels off the track is
drop
quicker.
another couple wheels. Come on, mate. That must be the faster way to do it. Lots of grip there on the grass. Twitchy now. Close to Viper again. Who gets the better exit out of this sweeping right-hander?
He shows up to this bowl a lot quicker than Viper does too. He always makes time no matter what.
Getting ever closer. Coming into the hairpin. Sits in behind, not having a look here.
Viper just
Looks
using
like
the
he's almost
eyes.
figured it out. Just sit in behind at this left-hander. Stay in for the final chicane.
Oh, he's close. He's well close. And Viper puts 2 in the grass. This is Twitchy's chance now.
That's going to help.
Battle for the podium. Can Twitchy get it done on his teammate? Down the inside. Here he comes.
Alongside this time, going into the chicane.
And Viper round the outside.
Can't clear him. It's just too difficult to clear the other driver.
Such a difficult place to pass that. And Twitchy is finding that out the hard way.
But he's still close.
He is. It's not over yet.
So he'll sit behind in this corner. Oh no, he's gone for a dive.
Oh, he shows the nose to Viper. Viper leaves him space. Gives him space.
No, he leaves him space is fine as well.
Yep, either way.
The problem there making the pass is when you have to leave that space on the outside, that other driver that you're trying to make that pass on. Being on the outside, they get a much better exit. Keep their speed up a lot more. And as you see here, they keep the position. Twitchy having another look. The rear stepping out, as you were saying before, possibly due to his brake bias.
Just have a look at his wear rates. It seems very similar to Viper. We're just not seeing that rear kick from him.
It's hard to say. What's Twitchy on, a wheel?
It would be a wheel for Twitchy,
Viper
yes.
dropping onto the grass. Yeah, Viper on controller, whether that makes a difference to their wear, the way the car handles.
Who knows at this stage.
Again, 2 wheels off the ripple strip there. Groover's fallen off those two, so there's a few laps to go. You'd think he's not going to get that done. Does he have to stop for mediums still?
He does, yes. That's the point.
That's going to throw him way back.
Yep. Unfortunate for Groover, but he has had some really good pace this race. So.
Probably more down to consistency. He had the pace for a little bit and then sort of dropped off maybe when the tyres started to wear.
Yeah.
Norm still got that little buffer to Brian. Hasn't seemed to move much every time we cross back to it. But the thing that has changed there is Risky has dropped off even further.
Yeah, Risky just not enjoying his night at all. He did set the fastest lap for his race last lap.
He is improving, but it's just not enough.
Not quite. So we come in now to the danger section for Viper. This is where Twitchy has been at his best all night sending moves.
Really, Twitchy would have to send it down the outside and keep the overlap into the next left-hander to stand a chance.
Easier said than done. Not quite close enough this time by, so that's one less chance he has to get to the podium.
He's better off just sitting in there and getting that run into turn 1 to try and get the pass done
did he
before
do that
the
time?
exit. If he can get that pass done before the exit on turn 1, otherwise going into turn 3, that right-hander is probably where he needs to make it, as he did before.
He tried late apexing. That's a better run for Twitchy. He's going to be alongside coming into this next corner.
What will Viper do? Go
I think
defensive down the inside, or just go for the normal line?
You know what? The whole night, Viper's just been holding around the outside, taking his normal line, and I expect him to do that
Twitchy
once
has
again.
another look. Steps out of the slipstream. Can't quite get overlap. Slots in behind again. Right in behind Viper.
It's close stuff between the satellite boys.
This has been going on most of the race. Only the pit stops and a couple laps there broke us up.
Separated by nothing, even the pit stops too. Maybe just sitting in their mind too, you don't want to wreck the other one's race. I mean, if you bin it from here, that's a lot of points lost.
At this stage, he's just, get out of my way. I want to beat
anger?
you. I want that
pure
podium.
anger?
That's what's happening.
Yep.
It's just rage.
Yep.
Radio silence from the teams. The engineers have been told to shut up.
They're letting them go, yep. And to be honest, no one around them. This is it, the clear track for these two boys. They just want to go at a hammer and tong.
Even if they're not turned the radios off, they've probably taken the earpiece out and chucked it out of the car. There's no roof, so it is possible.
They're just chucking anything at each other at this point. Viper runs a little bit wider. Twitchy all over him again coming into this final sector.
I think next time Twitchy gets side by side, Viper just reach out and close the mirror.
Nothing between them coming into the hairpin. Viper runs a little bit deeper. Twitchy will be looking for a move on this.
I think he's tried that before. He knows if he does that, he does not have the best line for this next left-hander up the hill here. Twitchy's still right with him.
They're both on it. All the way out to the ripple strips. Twitchy probably not close enough this time by.
He's running out of time. There you go. We see Mint jump in for his lap on the mediums. So we'll see where he comes out. Keaton takes the lead. Crosses the line for the final lap.
As expected, Keaton gonna go on to win this race. Matt not gonna be able to really
No chance for Matt on the mediums to catch Keaton here unless Keaton was to spin, but I think he's got enough of a gap. Twitchy now, right behind Viper, exiting turn one. He's running out of opportunities. Drops one wheel. Will that hurt his run?
Every bit of track he can. Twitchy just wants any advantage he can over Viper at this stage. There is not a lot of time to get this move done. We have about 1:30 left in this race. Twitchy
having a look. Going down the inside of this right-hander. They're side by side. Can he clear him?
Oh, he looks like he has. But Viper's still there.
He's still there side by side into this left-hander now. Viper's got the better side of track.
Oh, Twitchy over and under. Can he make it? Twitchy will have a lot more pace here.
He probably thought he had it there. It was so close.
Oh, it's just frustrating for Twitchy. He's had the pace all night over Viper and he cannot make a move.
Your fake frustration is so evident when you're the one that's beating him.
I know, because I was so happy. Oh, Twitchy tips it in.
The rear just stepping slightly.
This is ridiculously close.
If he's going to try down the inside here, he needs to get in front before the exit of this corner.
Viper's high and wide too. Twitchy all over his rear bumper. He is closer than he has been.
Will he dive at the hairpin? He'll have to dive somewhere. He's got nothing left.
A move into the hairpin's just so difficult to pull off. Viper will know where to cover him. Twitchy looks, but just nowhere to go.
And there's no way he can dive down the inside there.
There is one opportunity remaining for Twitchy. One spot where we know he might try a dive, and Viper will know.
Left-hander up the hill.
He'll know it's coming. Twitchy, good run. But Viper's just edging him out. I don't think he's going to get it done.
Under the banner. Will we see a T-bone?
Let's see. Oh, he's braking hard. Look at him go. Oh.
Slight
there's contact.
Not enough to unsettle Viper.
What a race from these two.
Congratulations, Keaton, winning that race. Mint in second. Viper holds on from Twitchy for third. Twitchy with the lights probably saying, good race, mate. I don't hate you at all. And we see Razor sliding the car across the line in fifth with Norm, Brian, Groover, Risky. Holland making some sort of comeback to close the gap. Just on the mediums, finishing up there. And good job to Phillips to stick it out. Despite those few spins he had, bring it home in 11th. 12th would be Codes, who we lost, and 13th would be Hatfield, who didn't get a start due to connection issues.
long race for Phillips. It's been a painful night for him from the Enduro winner one week to last place the next, other than Cozen
Yeah, but
Hat.
to stick it out and finish the race just shows the character,
Oh,
you know?
absolutely. Great stuff from him. And we need that Chungus on the livery up on the track.
Not
It's
sure
been
I
a
agree
long
with you
night.
there, but it was a good race between the satellite boys today. And then the pit stops threw a few more battles our way. Of course, we had the Norm, Razor, Brian trio, and then Groover trying to tag on the back early on. A little bit of contact with a few of our drivers, but mostly clean, which is good to see.
Absolutely. It was an absolutely amazing race, I dare say, between Twitchy and Viper as well. Most of the race going at it.
That's the stuff that's why you race.
Absolutely,
It's all
yep.
well and good to win, to get out in front and win and not have a challenge, but if you can be with one or two other guys just going at it the whole race, just challenging for position, holding position, that's why you sign up.
Absolutely.
RaceOnOz.com. That's why you sign up.
That's why you're there. You want to see battles like that. And hopefully we do next week for Laguna Seca, the final round of the season, which will be retro round. So really excited to see what liveries
It
everyone
might
comes up with.
actually be next week on
It
this,
it
considering
might.
when this recording gets uploaded,
Yeah.
considering we break for Father's Day, so we've got 2 weeks to get this one out to you.
Yep.
So don't expect it anytime soon.
No, 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 no. Of course not. But
Big thanks to Ignition Controls sponsoring this season, and that's probably it from us, the Super B team.